Commercial and non-commercial activities, first chapter, 9th standard. Now first of all, you should know human activities. Human wants are unlimited, right? We all have so many desires. We have to do so much of work to fulfill all our desires. So we have to do certain activities. So those activities which are performed by humans are called as human activities. And why do they perform these activities? Only for a reason, to satisfy his wants. He have lots of wants, and the activities continued throughout his life. They are never ending, they are unlimited, and they also are called as recurring. Example, working in an office and praying is also considered as to be human activities. Important part, main characteristics of human activities: they are undertaken to satisfy human wants which are unlimited. So you know your wants are unlimited. If one is fulfilled, another is needed, another crops up. एक इच्छा पूरा नहीं हुआ कि दूसरा you want. One thing is given to you, you want another. So, and for those to fulfill those activities, you need to work. That is one characteristic. And these activities, they say, continue throughout your life. Yes, human wants are unlimited. You cannot end them. Next, I have very wide range. Many types of wants you have, not only one. So, eating, playing, sleeping, outing, studying, praying, so many activities. They have wide range. And human activities are performed both for earning money as well as for obtaining personal satisfaction. Yes, when you work in an office, that is what? For earning money. So that is human want. But when you are doing some sports activity, that is personal satisfaction. Right? There are two types of human activities: economic or commercial, non-economic or non-commercial. Very simple. Economic activities which are taken with a view to earn money is called as economic activities or commercial activities. Example, business, doctor, lawyer, all the service also will come. Non-economic activities or non-commercial activities may, you will say, these are inspired by the sentiments or emotions such as love for the family, desire to help the poor, love for the country. These are not undertaken for monetary gain. Certain activities you do where you do not charge money. Like mother in the house cooking food. For what? Are you paying her? No. So this is non-economic activity. But same person, if going out to cook in a hotel or to cook in somebody's house as a cook, she is being paid. So that becomes economic activity. Economic or commercial activities objective. Economic activities refers to all human activities which are undertaken to earn a living and thereby satisfy human wants. This is same what we have done. Again, the main objective is to earn income and to create wealth. The money and through work is used to satisfy wants. For example, a teacher teaches in a school or a college, a doctor attends to a patient. These activities are concerned with production, distribution, exchange of goods and services. Economic activities creates utilities and result in the production of wealth. See, when you earn money, automatically you are acquiring something. So that on acquisition, after fulfilling all your demands, the money which is left will result in formation of wealth. This part is not that important now, but this part every year it comes in the paper. Main characteristics of economy, you should not forget this. First, economic resources. Economic activities make use of all economic resources such as land, labor, capital, etc. Productive, yes, economic activities are productive. That means you earn something. It involves production, distribution, exchange of goods and services for satisfying human wants. These activities are directly related to creation of wealth. Rational use means those activities, whatever resources you have, you should use it properly. These activities will involve land, labor, capital and other factors of production. Factors of production means those things which we need to produce anything. We need land, we need labor, we need money. All this is considered as factors of production, and you should have a rational use, means it should not lead to any wastages. Legal and valid. Yes, human activities should be legal and valid. You should not go for illegal activities. Though it's going on to earn money, people do robbery, smuggling, many things which are against the public interest. Against the public interest means public would not like these type of activities, but still they are carried out, but they will not be classified under economic activity. They are illegal and invalid. Economic motives. Yes, the main motive to earn money and to acquire wealth is to have an economic gain and socially desirable. The activities which are taken in the society which is desired means people would accept that type of work, that is socially desirable. For example, drug selling, this is again socially undesirable. Riots, fighting, gambling, all this is socially undesirable activities. Example, a clinic run by a doctor is an economic activity. Working of a government officer, economic activity. There are many more. In a textbook you would see many. Now non-economic activities, yes, again those activities which are not taken to earn money, not monetary gain. There is no gain, there is no reward, but you are happy, you are satisfied when you do such activities. Are non-economic activities. Now there is sometimes this question comes in the paper, the same activity can be economic as well as non-economic activity, justify. Here they have given an example of nurse which you read and understand. I'll give you an example of a teacher. Suppose a teacher is teaching in the school. Yes, when she is teaching in the school she earns salary, so that becomes economic activity. But when the same person teaches her children or his children in the house, she or he is not paid, then that is non-economic activity. Same way, cook example which I gave earlier, a mother cooking food for the children, non-economic activity. But mother cooking food as a cook in somebody's house and gets money, then it becomes an economic activity. There can be n number of examples, but these 3 examples are sufficient to prove your point in the exam. The distinguish between commercial and non-commercial, this you can easily get through. I'll just read once. Objective, to earn wealth and acquire living and acquire wealth. Sentimental and emotional objectives. Expectation, money is expected, money is not expected. Relationship, directly related to income and wealth. The more activity you do, the more wealth you acquire. It's not related to income and wealth. Yes, here you are not wanting to earn money. Measurement of outcome, result can be measured in terms of money. Result cannot be measured in terms of money, but it can be measured in terms of satisfaction, how satisfied you are. See, when you help your family, you be so happy. Logic, guided by rational consideration of cost, guided by sentiments, emotions, love, affection, gain, sacrifice. Resources involves optimum use of resources, proper allocation of resources. Here optimum allocation and use of resources is not essential. Whatever you have, you want to give to your family. Now there are different types of commercial activities. Last part of the chapter, but very important. 3 things we do: business, profession and employment. Let's study each in detail. Now business includes all those activities which are concerned with production and exchange of goods and services with the object of earning profits. Person who are engaged in business are known as businessman. Business creates various types of utilities by making the goods and service more valuable and useful to consumer. See a simple example, I have a big log of wood of no use, but when this wood is converted into furniture, it becomes a business of furniture. I will sell to satisfy certain utility of a people, so hence it becomes a business. A factory, a shop, a transport company are all example of business activity. Firms providing direct services, example tailor, dry cleaner, etc. are also business enterprises. Now business is regarded as economic activity. Give reason. These are 3 points. First, it is used to sell. These activities are conducted or taken to sell goods and services. They require the use of scarce resources like labor, capital, raw material. And again, all business activities satisfy the needs of business and their families by generating income, because every business is done to get income, that is in terms of profit. Profession, teacher, chartered accountant, doctor, lawyer, all these are professions. Your profession means an occupation which involves application of specialized knowledge and skills to earn a living. Now, suppose I open a hospital, but I am not teaching there. I am not treating patient. I am the owner. For me, that hospital becomes a business. But the doctors who are working and giving the treatment there, that comes under profession. Now, people who are engaged in profession are called as professionals. The service is based on professional education, training, and experience. Yes, no, anybody cannot treat anyone. You have to have a professional degree to be a doctor. You have to have a proper degree to become a chartered accountant. And professionals receive fees for their services. The money which you pay to a doctor is a fees, to a teacher is a fees, to a chartered accountant is also a fees. The main motive of professions, service motive. Professions are expected to provide services to their clients rather than economic gains. Specialized body of knowledge. Every profession has a specialized and systemized body of knowledge. Member of profession is required to learn this knowledge. You have to have the knowledge of whatever profession you want to do. Suppose chartered accountant, you have to give CA exams. If doctor, you have to give those medical exams. Then only you will be a doctor. Then you need a formal training. Yes, for every profession there you need a formal training. If you have become a doctor, then you have to work under a doctor for some times. For chartered accountant, you all know articleship, internships. For teacher also there is a BA training. After training only you can enroll yourself into a profession. Restricted entry. Entry to a profession is allowed only to those who have completed the qualification. Specified examination you have to give, and then only you are allowed to enter into the business. Anybody can enter. I can open anytime school, I can do anything, but to teach I need B.Ed certificate. So to become a profession, I have restriction of entry because I have those criteria to be fulfilled. Professional associations. What does this mean, professional associations? Whenever you are into a profession, you have a professional body which will recognize your certificates. When you go to a doctor, you will always see certain certificates are hanging on his clinic. In his clinic ka diwal par, you will see all the certificates are added, hanging, and where it is written that he is a member of so and so medical associations and all that. So that is very important. Last, code of conduct. Yes, there is a formal code of conduct, means how will a professional behave. They always give them certain guidelines. For example, doctor, when you go to a doctor, you share so many secrets to them. That doesn't mean the doctor will go and tell everybody, हाँ रे उसको वो बीमारी है. No, he will not say. Same when you are into a teacher has code of conduct that she will not leak the papers. Right? There is a code of conduct. There are many code of conduct for different professions which a person has to follow. Policeman, not to cheat, not to be corrupt, but still they are corrupted. That is another story. But that is a code of conduct. And he has to follow all the rules of the professional body or association where he is enrolled. Employment means an economic activity where you work and you earn, that is salary, and another word for that is remuneration. A person who works are called as employees, and person who under whom you work are called as employer, and the remuneration given is always wage or a salary. Doctor may be employed in a hospital. A CA may be working as an accountant. Yes. Now, if I open a hospital and employ doctors, then doctors are my employees. So it becomes an employment for them. But if doctor is practicing his own clinic, then he is a profession. Correct? Same thing. Same chartered accountant. If he is having his own practice, he will be called as professional. But if he is working under a company as a CA and doing their all accounting work, then he will be termed as, he will be falling under the employment. Then you have a distinguish between of all these three. This you go through properly. If any doubts, we can have a next session for that. There are 10 points. 5 at least you should know very nicely. Thank you.